Every morning, something is quietly telling you the truth. Not your doctor, not your shampoo, not even the mirror. The truth is sitting in your hand, or worse, going down your drain. And here's the question most people over 60 never ask. Why is it getting worse? Even after you tried everything, you changed your shampoo, you tried vitamins, maybe even expensive serums, but your hair keeps getting thinner. Now listen carefully. This is important. What if I told you this is not about your hair at all? What if the real problem is somewhere deeper, somewhere you've never looked? And here's where it gets uncomfortable. What if your body has been warning you for months, even years, and you've been ignoring it? Because that's exactly what's happening to many people over 60. You wake up, run your fingers through your hair, and you see more strands than before. At first, you ignore it. You tell yourself, it's just aging. But then something changes. You look in the mirror under bright light, and suddenly, you notice it. The part looks wider. The hair feels thinner. The volume is gone. Have you noticed this? Because if you have, this is not random. This is a signal. I'm Dr. Danzy, and on Dr. Danzy Senior Health Tips, I want to help you understand something most people never hear. Hair thinning after 60 is not just about age, and I'm not trying to scare you, but you should know this. If you don't understand the real cause, it doesn't slow down, it accelerates. Now here's the shocking part. Most people are treating the wrong place. They focus on the scalp, shampoos, oils, topical products. But the real problem is not on your head. It's inside your body, and more specifically, your gut. Yes, your gut. Now I know what you're thinking. What does my stomach have to do with my hair? Everything. Let me explain in a simple way. Think of your body like a delivery system. Every day, nutrients travel through your body to support your brain, your heart, your muscles, and then whatever is left goes to your hair. Now listen carefully. Hair is last in line, not first. So if something goes wrong in your body, your hair is one of the first places it shows. Not because your hair is weak, but because your body is protecting something more important. Are you feeling this? Because if your hair is thinning, your body may already be struggling somewhere deeper. Now here's where it gets serious. I'm not trying to scare you, but you should know this. Your gut controls how much nutrition your body actually absorbs, not how much you eat. Absorbs. That's the difference most people miss. You can eat healthy food, you can take supplements, but if your gut is not working properly, your body is not getting what it needs, and your hair pays the price. Now, let me ask you something. Do you feel bloated after meals? Do you have irregular digestion? Do you sometimes feel tired, even after eating? Because if yes, your gut may not be absorbing nutrients properly, and this is where the chain reaction begins. Less absorption means less iron, less vitamins, less protein, and your body starts making decisions. It protects your heart, it protects your brain, and your hair, it gets less, slowly, quietly, without warning. Now here's the mistake most people make. They think, I need more supplements. So they start taking biotin, capsules, powders, gummies. But listen carefully, this is important. For most people, biotin is not the problem, and adding more of it does nothing. That's why so many people feel frustrated. They try everything, but nothing changes. Now let me tell you about one woman in her late 60s. Her hair started thinning slowly. At first, she ignored it. Then she tried supplements, biotin, collagen, expensive products. Months passed, and nothing improved. In fact, it got worse. She felt confused, frustrated, almost helpless. Then something unexpected happened. She noticed something else, not related to her hair. Her digestion had changed. More bloating, less comfort after meals, less energy. That's when things started to make sense, because her problem was not on her scalp. It was in her gut. And once that was addressed, everything started to shift. Now listen carefully. Don't miss this. Your gut is not just for digestion. It controls inflammation in your body. And this is where things get dangerous. Because when your gut is not healthy, your body enters a low-level stress state, not pain, not illness, just a constant, silent imbalance. And that imbalance affects your hair growth cycle. Let me explain simply. Your hair grows in phases: growth, rest, and shedding. But when your body is under stress, the growth phase becomes shorter, and the shedding phase becomes longer, meaning more hair falls out and less grows back. Now think about this. Have you noticed your hair growing slower? Thinner strands? Less volume overall? Because if yes, this is not just aging. This is your body shifting out of balance, and most people never catch it early. Now here's another hidden factor, one that surprises almost everyone: iron. But not the way you think. Most people say, "My blood test is normal," but listen carefully. There's something called stored iron, and this is what your hair depends on. Not just what's in your blood, but what your body has saved for later. And when those reserves drop, your hair starts to suffer. Quietly, without obvious symptoms. Now let me ask you something. Do you feel slightly more tired than before? Do you feel weaker, even without doing much? Are you feeling this? Because if yes, your body may already be running low on key resources, and your hair is showing it. Now stay with me, because what I'm about to explain next is something almost no one talks about, and it directly affects how your body builds hair. Even if you think you're eating healthy, your body may not be using your food the way you think, and that changes everything. And here's where it gets uncomfortable, because most people are doing the exact opposite of what their body needs. You wake up, you have coffee, maybe a quick breakfast, then you go hours without really feeding your body what it actually needs. And slowly, quietly, your hair keeps thinning. Listen carefully. This is important. Your body is not stupid. It is making a decision to save energy and sacrifice your hair, because something deeper is wrong. Now let me show you the second hidden cause, and almost nobody talks about this. Iron, but not the kind your doctor usually checks. Most people think, if my blood test is normal, I'm fine. But that's not always true, because there is something called stored iron, and this is where the real problem starts. Let me ask you something. Do you feel tired during the day? Do you get cold easily? Do your nails break more than before? Are you feeling this? Because if yes, your body may be running low on reserve iron, and your hair is one of the first things to suffer. Here's the shocking part. Your doctor may say your iron is normal, but your hair can still be starving, because hair doesn't use emergency iron. It uses stored iron, and when that storage drops, your body says hair is not essential, so it redirects nutrients somewhere else. That's when thinning begins. Slow, silent, invisible at first. Then suddenly, you notice more hair in the drain. One woman experienced this. She was doing everything right, healthy meals, supplements, regular checkups, but her hair kept thinning. Every time she asked, she heard the same thing. Everything looks normal. But something didn't feel right. So we checked one simple thing, her stored iron, and the number was low. Not dangerously low, but low enough to affect her hair. That's when everything made sense. After improving it, slowly, carefully, within a few months, her hair fall reduced. Not overnight, but it changed. Now think about this. Have you ever checked your stored iron? Not just iron, not just hemoglobin, but the one your hair actually needs, because most people don't. And that's the mistake. Now listen carefully, because this next cause might surprise you even more. Your thyroid. Yes, even if your tests are normal, this is where things get tricky, because normal does not always mean optimal. Let me explain in a simple way. Your thyroid is like your body's engine speed. If it slows down, everything slows down. Energy, digestion, repair, and yes, hair growth. Now here's the part most people miss. You can be in the normal range, but still too low for your body, and your hair feels it first. Have you noticed this? You feel colder than others. Your energy is slightly lower. Your digestion is slower than before. Nothing extreme, but something feels off. Are you feeling this? Because this is where your hair starts thinning quietly, not in patches, but overall. Less volume, less strength, less life, and most people ignore it, because the reports say everything is fine, but your body is saying something else, and this is where you need to listen. Now here comes another mistake, and this one is very common after 60. You are eating protein, but your body is not using it properly. Let me say that again. You are eating it, but not absorbing it. This is critical, because your hair is made mostly of protein, so if your body can't break it down properly, your hair doesn't get what it needs. Simple. Now ask yourself, do you sometimes feel heavy after meals? Do you feel bloated? Do you feel like food just sits there? Because if yes, your digestion may not be working like it used to, and that affects everything, especially your hair. One man experienced this. He was eating well, eggs in the morning, chicken for lunch, healthy meals, but his hair kept thinning. He couldn't understand why. Until we looked deeper, his digestion was weak, his body was not breaking protein properly, so even though he was eating enough, his hair was starving. Once we fixed that, things slowly improved. Now listen carefully, this is important. Your gut is not just about digestion, it is about absorption. If your gut is weak, everything else starts failing. Hair, energy, strength, all of it. And most people don't connect this. They treat the surface, but ignore the source. Now let's move to something even deeper, something that silently destroys your hair. Every single day. Stress. Not the obvious kind, not a bad day, but the constant background stress, the one you don't even notice anymore. Listen carefully. When your body is stressed, it releases a hormone, and this hormone tells your body, survival first. So what happens? Hair growth slows down, hair falls faster, and over time, density drops. Now think about your daily life. Do you worry often? Do you feel restless at night? Do you think too much before sleeping? Are you feeling this? Because if yes, your body is not resting properly, and your hair is paying the price. This is not about one bad day. This is about what happens every day, quietly, slowly. And here's the mistake most people make. They try to fix hair from outside, shampoos, oils, serums, but the real problem is happening inside. And until you fix that, nothing changes. Now I'm going to show you something simple, something you can start tonight, but most people ignore it because it feels too easy, and that's why it works. Your body doesn't need complicated solutions. It needs consistent signals, and when you give it the right signals, it responds, but only if you do it the right way. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything changes. Up until now, you've been trying to fight hair loss, but what if I told you, you don't need to fight it, you need to support your body instead, because your hair is not the problem, it's the signal. And once you understand that, everything becomes simpler. Let's bring this together. You have 5 hidden issues working quietly in the background. Your gut is not absorbing nutrients properly. Your stored iron may be low. Your thyroid may be running slower than it should. Your protein is not being fully used, and your stress is constantly blocking repair. Different problems, but one result. Your hair becomes thinner, weaker, slower to grow. Now here's what I want you to do. Not everything at once. Start simple, because simple is what works. First, your gut. This is the foundation. Tonight, before you go to bed, drink 1 glass of plain kefir. Nothing fancy, no flavors, no sugar, just plain. This is important, because your gut repairs itself at night, and when you give it the right bacteria at the right time, your body starts rebuilding from inside. Small step, powerful effect. Second, your morning. Don't skip this. Start your day with something that feeds your gut, not just fills your stomach. Real oats, cooked slowly. This helps the good bacteria survive and grow, because giving bacteria is not enough. You need to feed them too. Now think about your routine. Are you giving your body what it needs, or just what is convenient? Because that difference matters. Third, your iron. This is where most people miss out. Twice a week, add a strong source of natural iron and pair it with something that helps your body absorb it, because without absorption, it's useless. If your stored iron improves, your hair gets what it has been missing for months, sometimes years. Fourth, your protein. Listen carefully. It's not about eating more. It's about making it easier for your body to use it. Add something simple: bone broth. 1 cup a day. This supports your body without stressing your digestion, and over time, your body starts rebuilding properly again. Fifth, your stress. This one is quiet, but powerful. Before sleep, take just 2 minutes. Sit or lie down. Breathe slowly, deep, controlled, intentional, because your body needs a signal that it is safe. And when it feels safe, repair begins. Now imagine this. You do these small things every day. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated, just consistent. Week 1, you may not see much. Week 2, something small changes, less hair in the drain. Week 4, your hair feels slightly stronger. Week 8, you start noticing new growth, not dramatic, but real. Now let me tell you something important. One woman followed this. Nothing fancy, no expensive products, just these simple steps. In the beginning, she didn't believe it. It felt too basic, but she stayed consistent, and slowly, her hair stopped falling the way it used to. Then, it started coming back. Now think about this. What if your body is just waiting for the right support? What if nothing is wrong with you, but something is missing? Because that is what this is. Not damage, not failure. A missing connection. And now you know where to look. So I want to ask you something. Be honest. Have you been ignoring these signs? Have you been telling yourself, it's just age? Because if you have, you're not alone. But now, you have a choice. You can keep guessing, or you can start fixing the real cause. Tell me in the comments, how old are you, and where are you watching from? And one more thing. Have you noticed your hair getting thinner recently? Type yes if this felt personal to you, because your answer matters. I read every comment, and it helps me create videos that actually help you. If this opened your eyes even a little, share this with someone who is struggling the same way. Because most people still think this is normal. It's not. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Dr. Danzy Senior Health Tips, because your body is still talking to you, you just need to listen.